Hi, good Bat Neighbor community. Jen here. We've got a very special Friday feature for you today, our new monthly feature. We're joined by folks from around the world who are helping bats. Joining us from Louisville, Kentucky in the southern United States is one of our very own good bat neighbors, Brigette Brouillard, bat rehabber and author. She's executive director at Second Chances Wildlife Center and wrote Pepperoni the One-Winged Bat. She's also the winner of today's Woman's Most Admired Woman in Nonprofit category. So hi, Brigette. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Hi, neighbors.
So what made you want to help bats?
Well, I went into wildlife rehabilitation wanting to help all native mammals, and I didn't set the goal of specializing in bats. However, they're such unique animals. I wanted to make sure that I had correct training, adequate training for it. And one thing just kind of led to another. So we're kind of a resource to other rehabbers in the Kentucky area. And we work pretty closely with our local Fish and Wildlife and federal Fish and Wildlife with bats.
Oh, nice. So what do you do to be a good neighbor to bats?
Sure. Well, our mission is twofold. So we do a lot of education programs. Some programs are on general animals around our area, and other classes are just on bats. And those seem to be a very popular class.
Nice.
Besides the education component, we do rehabilitate all the native bat species around here.
Very cool.
Plus a few others that are not native around here. We actually have a group of 9 Egyptian fruit bats that
Oh,
we
wow.
rescued from the pet trade.
Oh, dang. Wow. Good job. Jeez. And so you also wrote a book.
I did.
Tell us
I
about
did.
that.
Okay, so my goal again was not really to sit down and write a book about bats, but we had a specific bat come in, an eastern red bat, that had such a wonderful story to share. So I wrote it so other people could learn how to value and respect wildlife in the area and not really to be scared of bats. So it is based on a true story, but of course, there's a cartoon bat in the story. There's some good bat facts at the end, but
Oh,
the
very cool.
stories is lighthearted for kids or adults.
Nice. Nice. So let's see. I guess I should ask, what can people do to help bats from having to be rehabbed in the first place?
Sure. Educate themselves, first of all. I always tell people how they can help bats in general is to be a good bat advocate. Let's
Nice.
say someone's next door neighbor does not like bats, or they might have a bat in their house and they're going to harm the bat because they're scared and uneducated. They think that all bats carry rabies. So if someone understands the truths and really respect the bats, spread the word. Let that neighbor know there's other means, there's humane ways to get rid of the bat out of the house. Sometimes in cold weather, bats are sneaky little guys. They would rather you pay for the electric bill than themselves. So they do find their way into people's houses. Sometimes these bats, depending on the time of year, if it's in somebody's house, it can just be released in the same location where it came from. If it's the winter, normally we overwinter them all and then release them in the springtime. So that's their natural behavior. So a lot of it goes down to education, really. Yeah. Just spreading the word, be kind. All these are not disease-ridden flying mice in the sky.
Yeah. 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 So I'm in the Chicagoland area, hence the hat. We've got some cold weather
Nice.
going
Go
on.
Bears.
Yeah. So I know you're in the southern United States. It's not quite as cold there, but you guys do encounter cold snaps that are an issue for bats, right?
Sure. Hopefully by this point, they have found pretty decent locations to spend the winter. If it's a warm day, you might see them moving around just a little bit more, but sometimes they choose spots that people don't agree with. And that's where, again, the education component comes in. And we get a lot of phone calls, and we have a video on our website on how to contain a bat. And I just talk the callers through how to contain them. And people are always surprised how much easier it is to contain one without even touching the bat.
Right.
Then they're intimidated.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know a lot of our good bat neighbors watching are in areas that are cold right now. We've got quite a few people in the northern hemisphere. Especially, I'm talking to you, Poland, you have snow already. So if people do find a bat this time of year and they are in a cold area, I suppose it's just really important for them to not just go ahead and put the bat back outside like maybe they could do in the warmer weather.
Absolutely. Yes. We just received a bat, I don't know, maybe about 5 days ago, and he was just frozen. He was grounded on the sidewalk. It was extremely cold that day. So the rescuer did exactly what she should. She got him in a box, and she was so sweet. Drove about 45 minutes each way to get the bat to us. And it's a silver-haired bat. They're one of my favorite bats. So
very cute.
Yeah, trying to train that little guy to eat on his own now, so we don't have to hand feed him throughout the whole winter.
Yeah. So when bats do need to be put into hibernation to overwinter at your center, how exactly do you do that? Like, what does that mean?
Well, it kind of depends on each bat, the health of the bat, but where they are right now, depending on if we open or close the door, that changes the temperature a little bit. So we can make it get a little bit cooler. Our goal is to build a separate building. Of course, we'd have to raise a little bit of money there to do that. We have some estimates. I mean, $150,000 is not a quick amount to raise, but I have a wonderful design. The builder's ready to go. We would have full control over temperature, humidity. We would have a wonderful quarantine area. It would just be so perfect for bats because it's designed for bats. Right now, we're just making use of the space that we have. So I'm pretty excited about that project.
Nice. And so everybody out there, I will put a link in the post so you can help her if you are so inclined to help some bats get some better housing.
Yeah.
And so what's your favorite bat? You said you liked silver-haired.
I do love the silver-haired bats. They're just so beautiful, and they're their slowest bat.
Oh, really?
I don't know if that was like, oh, you're just kind of slow, but they're beautiful. They don't come in overly. The numbers of the bats that we get for silver-hair is pretty low. Mostly we get either eastern red bats or big brown bats. So every once in a while, we'll get some unique ones coming in. It's always exciting. I do love the Indiana bat's cute too. I like the little ones. We changed the name here of a little one. It used to be pipistrelle. I always get in my head and still call them, but gosh, they're cute. They're just a little brown cotton ball. And they come in every once in a while. And we do have 4 federally endangered species that we take care of in our area as well.
Oh, great. Okay. And speaking of pipistrelles, for any of you out there in Europe, I know you've got pipistrelles, and they got the name here because they look really like yours. So you can relate a little bit, I think. So, well, we're talking about helping your bats. How can people donate to you and support your work?
Sure. We make it really easy for people. If they're local, we always welcome volunteers. We do the training. Great. And, we have supporters from very far away, and every little bit helps. Okay. If 10 people are pulling together for instance, this bat building, a lot of people donating a little bit of money, it adds up, and it's a huge impact. It does help. It really does. I'm so grateful for all of our supporters. But if they just make their way to our website, we have various ways that people can donate, from, a check, Venmo, PayPal. Some people think certain online entities are safer than others, so we give them that option.
And you mentioned volunteering. What kind of volunteer work do people have the opportunity to take part in?
A lot of cleaning. lot of cleaning, and then taking care of the babies that come in, little bat pups, super high maintenance. as
Right.
with some of our other mammals that come in that start off teeny tiny. Neonatal skunks and bat pups normally end up at my house.
Oh,
And
wow.
then I will feed them round the clock. And when they're eating well, a little bit more stable, then they go to the center. But it's a lot of cleaning. I mean, we have, 4 shifts at our center when volunteers come in, and they're cleaning 1 or 2 times at that shift. So our cages are very, very clean at the center. I think
Nice.
our messiest animal, they're the Egyptian fruit bats.
Really? And why is that?
Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh. They eat and poop like they eat 1 apple and they poop out 10. I don't know how they do it, but it happens.
I suppose fruit is a little messier than a mealworm.
It is. And they chew what they want and they spit the rest out, and then they're flying all around. So it gets everywhere. So we have to that's a long time scrubbing thing that we do every day. Yeah.
Yikes. And do you have volunteer work like manning phones or being transporter?
Sometimes it's just kind of really what is going on, where the bat is. It might be 45 minutes away. It might be 2 hours away. So we just kind of roll with it, play it by ear. So sometimes we have regular transporters that are on our team, but it's hard to get our team to go out to get those because most of my team work full-time jobs and they just donate a few hours each week on a set schedule. So it's hard to ask them to do other things, but somebody might be traveling back and forth from that particular area. I might put it on social media and make sure they're educated. It's just the bats are already contained at that point. Yeah. So they don't even have to touch the bat. They don't even have to see the bat, but they're very helpful to do that. Sometimes, we always welcome help. And sometimes people have good ideas that don't live in Kentucky, and they might be able to help us do different things from wherever they may be. The grant searching, PR, marketing. So yeah, there's lots of different options for sure.
All right. Well, I'll have that link in there too for you guys to check out their Facebook page. And
thank you.
Also, everybody, find your local rehab center if you're looking for somewhere to volunteer. Obviously, plenty to do. Yeah, plenty to do, like you said.
Yes.
And your book, how can people get that?
That is on Amazon.
Oh, excellent.
So,
excellent.
Yep. There's not many Brigettes in the world or One-Winged Bat. So it's an easy find if they just do search Pepperoni the One-Winged Bat.
Okay. And still time to shop for Christmas. So everybody, if there's somebody that's hard to shop for or they're a big bat fan, there you go. If you have friends and relatives asking you for ideas for yourself, you can also suggest it for yourself. So, well, hey, with the holidays coming up, I hope you have a great holiday. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad that people are on this page. I love that there's so many people that think highly of bats and want to help them because they need our help. They have so many threats and obstacles in this world. So it's great that we have people supporting them.
Yeah. And
so,
thank you, everybody, for joining us. And I hope you all have a great holiday, too. Bye.
Yes.
Bye,
Thank
Brigette.
you. Thank you.